Premier League is back, football is back, and also the big game is back for series number 2. And I am very excited for this season. Very excited. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. The new Premier League season is underway, and it's going to be exciting to see what unfolds this season. Arsenal have won a game already, 2-1 against Nottingham Forest, and I'm very excited to see how Bukayo Saka does this season in this Arsenal team, because he has scored a superb goal today for Arsenal. So is Eddie Nketiah. And I just can't wait to see what unfolds this season. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. But yeah, it's series number 2 of the big game. It's series number 2. Yeah, some very exciting content coming up for the big game this season. If you didn't watch series number 1, go and watch that now. It's in the playlist, the big game. But yeah, I can't wait for this season. It has started, it is underway, and Arsenal have won their first game. I'm so excited. I'm really, really excited. Let's talk about this squad first of all. Declan Rice, great signing. Yorin Timber, Declan Rice, Kai Havertz. I might be being controversial here by saying Kai Havertz was one of Chelsea's best players last season. In the context of the goals he scored, because if Kai Havertz hadn't have scored the goals that he scored last season, Chelsea could have been in a much worse position than they were. And for Arsenal's team this season, I expect a lot of stuff, because they finished very highly last season, second place. They are now in the Champions League for the first time in at least a decade. They have gotten to a Champions League final before, but they did lose it to Barcelona. Yeah, Arsenal have won their first game. It's going to be fascinating to see how this season turns out for Arsenal, because they have got possibly a Golden Boot contender in Bukayo Saka, because he is going to be bagging goals for Arsenal this season. With the front three of Martinelli, possibly Eddie Nketiah, and Bukayo Saka, Arsenal fans, I don't think you'll have much to worry about. But let's not talk about who's going to win the title already. Let's probably do that later on into the season. But I feel like a lot of times this season we are going to be saying Haaland is one of the best players in the world. 50 goals next season. 50 goals this season. So yeah, I'm still getting used to this season. I can't get used to it. I can't get used to football being back on. But we're probably going to be saying most of next season, Haaland, he'll score 50 goals. Haaland, he'll win the treble again, probably. Haaland, he'll probably break the goal scoring record for the Premier League. That's all we're going to be saying. Haaland's unstoppable. That's probably what's going to come out of a lot of people's mouths next season. But yeah, I do love the aspect of that we could finally have a different Premier League winner, because I don't want the Premier League to be named as the Farmers League, because that's Liga. That is Liga. That is not the Premier League. But Arsenal, they've had a great start to the season and winning 2-1 to Nottingham Forest, and It's going to be a fabulous season. I can tell already it's going to be a fabulous season. With what they have, the strength that they have, there's just one tiny weakness that they have Man City to face in the Premier League title challenge. But I can't see. I can't see with the players they've got. I can't see Arsenal not winning a trophy. They can't afford to not win a trophy this season. Even if it's just the League Cup, they can't afford to win. They can't afford to not win a trophy. With the players they've got to win a trophy. They missed out totally on winning a trophy last season. Yeah. Towards the end of the season, it wasn't a good season for Arsenal. But Nottingham Forest did score a goal with the help of Taiwo Awoniyi. Again, he's going to be fabulous. He's going to be tremendous. In fact, he's going to be tremendous. I'm surprised that some other Premier League teams haven't tried to sign Awoniyi, because he's going to be brilliant. It's going to be a bit harder for Nottingham Forest next season. They had Keylor Navas on loan last season, and with him not being at Nottingham Forest, with him not being at Nottingham Forest anymore, is that going to be a weakness for Nottingham Forest? It could be, but it might not be. Arsenal, they do have a goalkeeper incoming in David Raya. I don't see the problem with Ramsdale, to be honest. He's a good player. He's a brilliant player for Arsenal. And I just feel like if Raya comes in, he's probably going to be the replacement for Ramsdale. I feel like it's more of a replacement than a backup. That's what scares me about this Raya Ramsdale thing, because I feel like it's more of a replacement than a backup. I don't know why. If he's been replaced, I'm not sure why, because Ramsdale's a top keeper. He's not as crap as everyone else thinks he is. He's not that bad of a keeper. I certainly don't think he should be being replaced with David Raya, who literally has only been a Premier League goalkeeper for 2 seasons. I do rate David Raya, but I don't think he's good enough for Arsenal. That again might be controversial, but I don't think he's good enough for Arsenal. Arsenal have a good goalkeeper in Ramsdale, but he would be good enough for a backup. But I don't think it is a backup. I think it's a replacement. I think it's a wholesale change. But I do rate David Raya as a goalkeeper, and I'm pretty sure many other football fans do rate David Raya. It's going to be a good season. Nonetheless, it's going to be a good season. It's not nonetheless, is it? It's nevertheless. Nevertheless, it's going to be a good season. I am really excited for this season up ahead, and let's just be honest, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. I can see a lot of things happening with this Arsenal squad next season, with the likes of Declan Rice. I feel like he will be a fabulous midfielder for Arsenal next season. Declan Rice, Timber, and there's also Kai Havertz as well. I feel like that's a hit or miss kind of player, but in an Arsenal squad, Kai Havertz might be better than he was at Chelsea. But Chelsea fans, I mean, what to say about Chelsea fans, really? Yeah. I mean, Chelsea fans thought that Mason Mount was a betrayal for leaving the club. I mean, I don't get Chelsea fans at all sometimes. But yeah, they thought Kai Havertz was one of the worst players last season. He scored at least 7 goals last season. I don't think he was one of the worst at all. He came on at half time for Mikhailo Mudryk in a game that you were losing 3-1 to Arsenal. Yeah. It's Chelsea fans. It is Chelsea fans. Now they think they're going to finish in the top 4 because they've got Nicholas Jackson up front. I rate Nicholas Jackson. Not seen much of him just yet, but I rate Nicholas Jackson so far. I do rate Nicholas Jackson. But yeah, you're not going to get top 4 with Nicholas Jackson up front. I might be saying that now, but who knows? Who knows? In 11 months' time, I might be proved totally wrong. But, sorry, I should say 9 months' time. Season's only 9 months long. In 9 months' time, I could be proved totally wrong. But, yeah, I expect a lot from Arsenal over the next season. And with what they have, the players they've got, they've had an amazing transfer window. It might actually have been the best transfer window. I can't say anything less than that, really. Yeah, I can't really say anything less. I just think that Arsenal are going to have a good season, better than last season. I don't think you can get much better than last season. Well, winning the Premier League for starters, but Arsenal didn't win a trophy last season. League Cup will do. FA Cup. They could even win the FA Cup. Yeah. Harry Kane isn't going to be playing for Tottenham at all this season. He's signed for a new club and might finally get a trophy. The time of recording this, I think, is it? Yeah, it's tonight, the Super Cup, the German Super Cup, innit? So he could have his first trophy by tonight. Already. He's been a Bayern Munich player less than 24 hours and could have his first trophy already. So he's gone from having an 18-year-long career to, with no trophies, to having not even 24 hours, not even a day at a new club. I mean, we don't know if he's going to win this trophy, but it's most likely that Bayern Munich will win the Super Cup, the German Super Cup. Anyway, back to Arsenal. I expect a lot of football fans to probably say that Arsenal won't win anything this season. That's football fans for you, really. That is football fans. You either get something really stupid or you get something that's like 700 IQ. But, yeah. yeah, I do think that this Arsenal team is bigger and better, and it's not like the old days with Aubameyang. Right, 21-22. 4 games gone, they were in the relegation zone. Didn't look like they were going to survive. It looked like Arsenal were literally going to be in the Championship the following season. Fast forward a year, we're talking about them possibly winning the Champions League. It's funny how time can go from nearly Arsenal being relegated, relegated, to possible Champions League winners. I don't know what happened there. I think it was Bukayo Saka playing that season. I think he was. Aubameyang might have been the weakness that season. And I think he was, because I think that's the season he left to go to Barca. If I'm not wrong. But yeah. Fantastic season up ahead for us, I think. Yeah, I'm excited to see what unfolds this season. And Mikel Arteta needs to play Eddie Nketiah more, because Eddie Nketiah looks a fabulous player. He's a fabulous player. We all know he's a fabulous player. But yeah, the big game is back for its second series. The Premier League is also back. Football, most importantly, is back. That's football. Football is all I needed back. Because, let's be honest, without football, everyone was quite bored. Yeah. Yeah, I have been on holiday over the past week, so yeah, uploads haven't been as frequent as I'd have liked them to have been. I've been quite busy with being on holiday over the past week, but now I am back, so uploads will be more frequent. And the new season has started, so the big game is back. And also, my podcast, the Yellowstone Freestylers podcast, is returning this season. But yeah, football is back, the Premier League is back, and also the big game is back. Finally, if you enjoyed the video, yeah, football is finally back. Yes, football is finally back. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do, which means like, subscribe, turn post notifications on, turn post notifications on, and I will see you in the next video. Football is back. Peace out.